Good morning. Wow, what a great day we've got. Isn't this super? Um, I'm Bill Brennan, and I'm chairman of the Century Housing Board of Directors. On behalf of my fellow directors and myself, would like to extend to you all a very warm welcoming today. We're celebrating a wonderful milestone, the groundbreaking of two important projects that will redefine villages at Cabrillo. Anchor Place Apartments and the restoration of the historic Social Hall. These projects speak to both the past and the future. They are a compelling tribute to the trusted vision of our many partners, including our lenders and investors, service providers, public agencies, the City of Long Beach, the County of Los Angeles, the state and federal government.
Before moving on, I want to share a couple of reflections with you. 12 months ago, this site here looked very different. To make room for the new, we had to demolish the last remnants of the old naval housing stock that once crisscrossed our campus. And while that Navy housing might be gone, Century's 20-year legacy of serving and housing our veterans remains, and that's a commitment that remains steadfast. Thanks to wonderful partners like the Long Beach VA, U.S. Vets, and thanks to the passion and leadership of Judge Harry Pregerson, who's with us today, we're actively working to transform veteran homelessness into veteran hopefulness, from homeless to hopeful. And in the end, that work is really an expression of our collective gratitude to the many sacrifices borne by our veterans. Thank you to all of our military men and women and our veterans. I want to take a moment and mention climate change. Now, some of you might be wondering, what does climate change have to do with affordable housing? Well, actually, quite a bit. Research shows that low-income populations drive far fewer miles when residing in high-quality housing that is near transit. The research also shows that low-income populations disproportionately share the impacts of climate change. Fortunately, we live in a state that takes climate change and its impact on low-income populations very seriously. Thanks to landmark legislation, along with the state's cap-and-trade auctions, the state is investing in housing developments just like Anchor Place, developments that will reduce greenhouse gas emissions while making a real difference in people's lives. We're very proud to be the first development statewide to close on that state program, a program that will allow us to improve the connectedness of our campus by developing a transit plaza right here where you're sitting, connecting our residents to schools, to employment centers, to resources, to each other. That's a recipe for engagement, for restoring health, and for promoting growth.
But this place, the Villages, is the place that I talk about every place I go. This is the national model for housing and the people that need it most. And I've told everyone that asks me, if you want to see action, not a press conference, but you want to see action, you come to the Villages at Cabrillo. See what the city of Long Beach has done. See what the County of Los Angeles and our departments have done in partnership. And Century Housing, come to see where the action is. The finished product, it's never finished. That's what's so great. I think this is my 86th groundbreaking. I thought I'd have my own helmet by now, my own hard hat. But anyway, a big shout out to everyone, and it's a great day. It's a great day for those families and those veterans that need our hugs, our big hugs and our love and wraparound service that they need, and most importantly, that roof over the head. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of Anchor Place, a much-needed development that will provide affordable, supportive housing for the most valuable segment of our community, homeless families and veterans. In addition to providing safe, secure, and attractive housing, this unique development will provide critical services that invest in the quality of life of residents, including case management, physical and mental health services, employment services, very key, very important, life skills training, and counseling. This development is a great addition to the Century Villages at Cabrillo and further promotes vitality and livability throughout our neighborhoods. Affordable residential developments, such as Anchor Place, help to build a strong network of viable neighborhoods, thus making Long Beach a better place to live, work, and thrive.
This is really why I joined the VA and why I'm doing the work I'm doing. I want to thank you for the 75 additional beds that will be here on this in this building. You know, I want to thank Century U.S. Vets for being long-term partners here. Long Beach wouldn't have been as successful as we have been in housing homeless veterans if it hadn't been for the villages. As Supervisor Kanabe indicated, other communities would really could really benefit from this same style that they're struggling so hard to get the resources for vets. You know, we talk about numbers. I hear that any given night, 550 veterans are housed here at the villages. But sometimes we have to remember that each one of those 550, there's a story, and there's an impact to human lives. And I was reminded by a former resident today just what these services and this commitment means to individual lives. And I'm so proud that I live in a community whose leaders prioritize their resources for folks who are vulnerable. Thank you.
It really is a pleasure and quite an honor to be here. On behalf of the California Strategic Growth Council, which represents 6 state agencies, public members appointed by the governor, and leaders of the Senate and the Assembly, we are truly excited to have funded Anchor Place, a project that is emblematic of the kinds of investments we know are critical to advancing sustainability, equity, environmental stewardship, and in the long term, achievement of our state's ambitious greenhouse gas reduction goals. Now, you've obviously already heard quite a lot about Anchor Place and its rich history and all of the partnerships that came together to bring us to where we are now. The affordable permanent homes for veterans and helping in the cycle of homelessness, the crucial wraparound and supportive services, and all combined with investments in transit and complete street improvements. But what I would add and really emphasize is that projects like this do serve as a model for building more sustainable communities. Meeting the challenges in our state's long-term climate goals will require a transformation in the way Californians think about and use transportation, housing, energy, and natural resources. Simultaneously, we have to address growing equity issues, population growth, demographic change, resource conservation, economic sustainability, and climate resiliency. We do this, we start to change the conversations through projects like Anchor Place, which illustrates more compact, sustainable development that reduces housing costs, reduces transportation costs, and increases access to active modes of transportation like walking and biking that we know will help make our communities right here healthier and better places to live. So again, very excited on behalf of the Growth Council to have funded Anchor Place as one of our inaugural projects, and thank you all once again.
Thank you all for being here. The Department of Health and Human Services has really been a central player in working to house homeless individuals, families, and veterans. In the Multi-Service Center, the Continuum of Care Partners, and the Housing Authority, this past year we've been able to house 988 homeless individuals and families and 373 veterans. These results stem from innovative partnerships and ideas and working with those who are truly committed to finding housing solutions for those in our city. Century Villages of Cabrillo has been core to these efforts. Anchor Place is one more wonderful example of a successful partnership providing housing solutions in Long Beach. It truly took a village to make this possible, the Century Villages of Cabrillo, many different funding streams, the Long Beach VA, all the support service providers, an incredible vision, and the will to make it happen.
Good afternoon. Building better lives and better neighborhoods. That's the mission of the Community Development Commission. And a project like this, the Villages at Cabrillo, epitomizes that mission and the work that we do at the CDC. We were proud to be involved as a funding agency during the very first phase of the Villages at Cabrillo. The fact that the Defense-Based Enclosure Act of 1990 could yield a 26-acre site that would become a model campus for emergency, transitional, and permanent supportive housing for individuals and families, including veterans, is a national model of public-private partnership. In 1999, the CDC provided financial assistance for the renovation of the emergency homeless family shelter operated by Catholic Charities. In 2007, we provided additional funds from the county's Homeless Prevention Initiative to assist with the construction of 2 new replacement buildings for the homeless family shelter known as the Elizabeth Ann Seaton Residence. The residence now provides emergency shelter for up to 44 individuals, including families with children, single men, pregnant women, seniors, and persons with disabilities. In 2009, the CDC provided funds to assist with the renovation of the dining hall and the kitchen that serves homeless veterans. In every case, the CDC's assistance came at the request and with the help of Supervisor Don Kanabe, who has supported this project since the very first day. And today, upon the supervisor's request, the Commission has provided $500,000 in Homeless Service Center funds from the 4th Supervisorial District to support the much-needed renovation of the social hall. In total, over 17 years, the CDC has provided more than $1 million, which shows our commitment to the full spectrum of shelter, services, and permanent supportive housing that is being supported by our County Board of Supervisors. We are proud to continue the support of the veterans and the residents who will benefit from the modernization of the social hall and from Anchor Place. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
I remember when I came to Long Beach, it was about, maybe I was 17 then, and I was a dues-paying, card-carrying member of Local 300 of the Hod Carriers and Laborers Union. And I got sent out of the hiring hall to Long Beach. And my job was to go to a site where a building had been demolished and had suffered great damage, and that's why it was demolished after the big Long Beach earthquake. And so my job was to take the bricks, the old bricks, with a little hammer with a point on the end of it, and knock off all of the concrete, the cement, and then stack them up. And I was paid good wage then, 75 cents an hour, but I had to clean up about 200 bricks every hour. So here I am. Anyway, what I want to say is this, that I love Long Beach. I used to come here as a kid on the red car, and it's a wonderful city. So much is accomplished here. And if I'd known that Supervisor Kanabe passed out all that money, I'd invited him to dinner, not to lunch. He's been a tremendous help to me and to so many others throughout the years. Now, I was trying to work this in, but here's what I'll say. As a former hod carrier and ditch digger and a person who's skilled with a shovel, I'm ready to turn the earth so we can start this construction and all of us have lunch. Thank you.